Trump. Trump. Now, I've said it once, maybe not on a public platform like this, but I'll say it again. Trump doesn't actually care about anyone besides Trump. And, there's a lot of people that think he does. There's a lot of people that go out and say, oh, well, Trump supports the military. That's better than, Joe Biden. Joe Biden doesn't support the military. No. I would actually argue that Joe Biden does. But Trump, we know, has a really long history of not supporting the military. Which is why this next piece is actually kind of interesting and kind of important and something I really want to talk about. He was in a was it press conference or something like that. There was an article that was posted that, sorry, I'm trying to because I haven't actually read through this article. Basically, the idea is I want to go through this news with everyone. I want to see what's happening and be able to react in person for some of this stuff. I just hadn't had a chance to read through this, but he basically came through and said Americans who died in war are losers and suckers, and holy crap. I don't have the clip of this, but this was a conversation he had. I don't know why it's just getting published. I think it's because the document just got out. But he had a scheduled trip to a cemetery near Paris in 2018. He blamed rain for saying he didn't go. And now, we're getting words coming out that the reason he actually didn't go, he said, and I will pull the article up and read this from the article. Trump said, and I quote, "Why should I go to a cemetery? It's filled with losers." In a separate conversation on the same trip, Trump referred to the more than 1,800 Marines who lost their lives at Belleau Wood as suckers for getting killed. Oh, God, excuse me. Now, these are Marines in World War II. For those of you who don't know, World War II was fought because fucking Nazis. And we actually weren't fighting ostensibly for ourselves. We were fighting for a purpose. We were fighting for, a larger set of freedom and, for tons and tons and tons and tons of people all over the world. It wasn't just like, oh, well, America's going to go to war because we fucking can. It was, no, we're going to go to war to send a message that we're not going to fucking sit around here and be like, yeah, we chill with that. No, we went to war for a very reasonable reason. What the no, nope. We are not doing that. You're getting a timeout. Nope, we're not making pedo jokes here. Not doing it. You're getting a timeout. There's a reason I'm timing you out, not banning you. Learn from it. No pedo jokes. But, these are 1,800 American soldiers that died trying to defend freedom and effectively American values throughout the world against, values of freedom from a overwhelmingly Nazi regime. That's kind of an important thing. And Trump went out and said, no, fuck them. What? What the fuck are you talking about? Jesus Christ, no. Why? No. And we know this. He has a long history of this. In 2015, while he was running, there was that person who said he didn't want to have he didn't want to have someone that's not a war hero because they were captured. And he says, I don't like people who were captured, or I like people who weren't captured. Is basically, holy shit, my speaker fell. God damn it. I need to wash my hands. And the thing is, all of this is like, oh my God, it's just so far out there. It's not something that we've seen a lot in politics because most politicians are smarter than this. I'll be honest, I may not be the biggest fan of a lot of the police and kind of what we do with our military, but the troops and the soldiers that are actually in the military and on the front lines, respect all day, 100% respect. Like, you're going out and you're doing a job that, let's be honest, I decided not to do. That's why I'm fucking sitting here, and I know that we actually haven't had an incident like kind of World War II or something like that for a while, but it's still important to recognize that, they're doing something that is, on a positive level, like, or at least trying to do something that's on a positive level, even if the people in command and whatnot aren't exactly respecting that. These aren't people who get to make those decisions. These are people who have to go off and do that. So we know that, like, this isn't a super huge deal. Or this is a super huge deal, and with Trump, just really doesn't care. There was someone that, a senator, I believe, or was it a representative, who lost her legs. U.S. Tammy Duckworth, that's who it was. I want to bring this up because Trump also talked about her. Tammy Duckworth is a retired lieutenant colonel. I want to say this was her, actually. And she lost her legs in combat. Yeah. You can see there, she's in her wheelchair and she has prosthetics. She lost her legs, and Trump, like, fucking went out and just started ripping her a new one. And she's in the Senate. Yeah, so, like, he went out and started fucking, like, just fucking tearing her apart in, like, interviews and stuff. And, like, he just doesn't care. But, like, I'm just all getting at here. Like, Trump doesn't give a shit about the military. And the people, like, the people who go out and, like, he makes quotes on them, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember the exact quote he made, but he basically went through and, like, fucking, like, tried to tear her, Yeah, he called her a coward, a fraud, and a callous hack right there. He doubled down on Tuesday, calling her a coward, a fraud, and a callous hack. This is coming from someone who openly dodged the fucking draft 5 times. Like, no, Trump doesn't actually give a shit about the military. He doesn't actually give a shit about, trying to protect the troops. He might say he does. He might say, oh my God, I want to be, like, this super huge, like, pro-America person, but he doesn't care. What it boils down to is he actually kind of only gives a shit about, more water. Oh, God. He kind of only gives a shit about the corporations. That's why all of his military spending has either been trying to focus on his bullshit wall that he hasn't actually done anything with, but still racist nonetheless, and giving it out to defense contractors. So when you increase them, and it's really obvious, like, when we increase the military budget, we're not giving it to soldiers. If we request an extra $30 billion, it's not to be like, well, we're going to start dividing that all amongst our, soldiers and everything. We're getting $30 million in more toys. That's really what it boils down to. It's they're paying money to defense contractors. And this is why, like, when people say, like me, say, oh, the military-industrial complex, I'm like, are you sure about that one there? Like, are you sure about that one there, Bob? Like, it's really important to remember that the military-industrial complex isn't the military. And that's the point that's part of the point that I'm getting at here is he's trying to go off and pretend like they are. He's trying to pretend like the military-industrial complex is the military. And they are some sort of, like, wing of the military, when instead they just, they suck them dry of their resources. And, like, it's mind-boggling to me why people fall for this, because, like, he wouldn't be cutting VA hospital funding if he actually cared. He wouldn't be cutting, spending money on the military-industrial complex. And yeah, like, equipment saves soldiers' lives, but the more important thing than equipment is actually taking care of your veterans, is taking care of your soldiers. Like, yeah, equipment's good in the field, but we already have such an advanced military. Like, there's no military anywhere in the world can even come close to us. And technology. You can't do it. You just cannot do it. And even the countries that could just are not big enough. Like, we have enough. You have a big enough military that we could stop spending on the military for the next 10 years and still not have to worry about anything. It's absolutely insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that's what Trump wants you to believe. He wants you to believe that he's supporting the military when he's actually just going off and doing this stupid fucking crony capitalism. And it's a problem. It's a huge problem because he doesn't actually care. Like I said, all it is to him, all it is just a reason to go and give money to billionaires that he's friends with. Like, there is no other reason for that. That's fucking it. So, yeah,